Mike, it's decision day in the Georgia Senate runoff race, with both candidates hitting the trail, calling remaining voters to the polls. Democrat incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker remain in a tight race. The Washington Times reports nearly 1.9 million voters have already cast their ballots, Friday being the biggest early voting day in the history of Georgia. An analysis by Democratic firm TargetSmart found that 52% of the early votes were cast by registered Democrats. Just 39% were cast by Republicans. Herschel Walker has been stressing the importance of getting to the polls today.
This is about turnout, and now that means that we got to get in the game, and we can't sit on the sideline anymore, because if we sit on the sideline, y'all see what we're going to get. We're going to get people that you can't trust anymore.
While Senate is no longer on the line, this Senate seat is still very important for both candidates. The Democrat-led notion of lowering the voting age to 16 is gaining momentum nationwide, especially on the local level. Wednesday, Boston was the latest campaign win as the city council approved a petition allowing 16 and 17-year-old residents to vote in municipal elections. The petition will proceed to the state legislature for approval, which is not guaranteed. Hans von Spekovsky of the Heritage Foundation told Just the News, quote, "This is a foolish, cynical move by Boston and other jurisdictions. Under the law, 16 and 17-year-olds are minors. They can't sign contracts or leases, buy alcohol, or join the military," end quote. J. Christian Adams, president of the Public Interest Legal Foundation, said they think that's their next big constituency, allowing kids as young as 6th grade to vote for school board. It's like Lord of the Flies. Children are getting more political power than adults, end quote. In 2021, New York Democrat Representative Grace Meng introduced legislation to amend the U.S. Constitution to make 16 the national minimum voting age. Back to you, Greg.
Now we've got 1.9 million votes already cast in advance, Tim. So with that in the bank already for largely the Democrats, who do you see winning the Georgia Senate race today?
Well, I think there's no doubt that Herschel Walker has a major uphill battle. Raphael Warnock, what I was just told this morning from some people in Georgia is that Warnock has outspent Herschel Walker more than 6-1 on TV ads. That we do know that when President Trump was speaking for Herschel Walker, promoting that there was some distaste for a lot of people. The media did a really good job of tarnishing Donald Trump in a lot of ways. So, right, for people that love him, they might not see that. But for a lot of people, Donald Trump, the people that he chose and kind of nominated, put forward on the Senate race, that his people did not do well, largely speaking. And he has not seemed to help Herschel Walker. Herschel had him a couple miscues along the way. So he's definitely got an uphill battle. It's just going to be interesting to see who turns out today. And certainly we'll be watching tonight like everybody else to see how the results come in.
Exactly. And you can get results here as well tonight on Flashpoint. Meanwhile, here's Joe Biden's response to visiting the border and addressing the fallout like this.
The border, because there's a more important thing going on. They're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise.
Mr. President,
There's more important things, Tim, going on. He's allowed to ignore child sex trafficking, a flood of fentanyl, millions of illegals in the United States. Has any president ever broken his primary duty in the law like this before?
Not like this. There certainly are presidents that had major failures, certainly presidents that had overreach. You could go from a Woodrow Wilson to an FDR who expanded the government, created the government, but none that you could point to that just abandoned Americans and really abandoned individuals in general with what's going on. Certainly, as we're identifying this story, Project Veritas has been unfolding a lot of crazy things happening and revealing a lot of the evil that's gone on. And for President Biden to say, no, they're going to bring money into our economy, so it's good. Well, you have Americans that are having a hard time making. You have veterans that are having a hard time making. You have people living on the street. Inflation's at an all-time high, but we're going to open the border, bring people in because you think it's going to make us a few $1 billion more, and yet you're willing to sacrifice the lives of these children who they're being traumatized on so many levels. This is absolutely despicable. It is evil, but it goes back to when you remove the Bible as a foundation for a moral code, then all of a sudden things that used to be evil can become acceptable because you have no standard of right and wrong anymore, certainly not the biblical standard.
There's no absolute by which to base your society upon. Canada, that's single-payer health care. We don't want that.